Ta-da!
What is up, Chubbs? What is happening, my Damie?
What it's up?
It is your girl, your favorite Chubbette here. So, I have been suggested to react to amberlynn Lynnda's newest video. So I really have not kept in touch with her, sort of, kind of. But all I know is, girl, all I'm gonna tell you, Lynnda, this is your only job, girl. This your only job. You better get back to work. Well, obviously she's getting back to work because it is November, and I'm new to monetization streets. But I heard November and December is the highly months, especially December. So she has made it back. They said, but I think she's been gone for damn near 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't keep track. So we're going to get into that. If you have any suggestions you want me to react to, feel free to leave them in the comment section or go to my Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll check it out from there. And I will leave the link to the video in the description box if you want to check it out in its entirety. And it is always free 99 if you want to subscribe to your girl. Turn your notifications on, like this video, and as always, I appreciate you. So I ain't gonna hold you. So without further ado, let's get into.
Hello, welcome to a new vlog. I know I like to point out the obvious, but my hair is a mess. She is super frizzy, and I have a lot of hairs growing back from when, like, I lost a lot of hair from when I was, like, crimping and whatever. I do have a lot of hairs growing back, so that makes it even more frizzy. Hello, welcome to a new video. Can you guys believe it? Because I don't even know if I can. So I actively don't know where my tripod is, so I'm gonna set you guys on some markers. We have a little wetness right here because I just refilled the animal's water.
Honey, Lynnda, nobody cares about water. Nobody cares about the strangle hairs that you got, the struggle hairs. They just want to know where you been. Okay? And looking, this not your house. So you must be still in Wisconsin. This is the longest vacation I ever seen. Well, she only got one job, is YouTube. And she hasn't been doing that. She's just, how do you go to somebody's house to do nothing? Nothing. And what? Is she doing her makeup or she slept in it? I don't know. But, honey, you travel all the way from Oklahoma to Wisconsin to do nothing. Why, sweetheart? Vacation. And her vacation is a long ass. I guess if you ain't got no actual job to go to, you can take as long as a vacation you want to.
So on days that Tommy works, especially, like, I have the same, like, morning routine. I'll wake up, take the dogs out, refill cat food, dog food, water. It's just, like, every day.
Where's
just my go-to. They say that it takes 21 days to form a habit. I can see that being a thing for sure. It's just back at home in Oklahoma, like, my routine is just a little bit different.
So when are you going home?
Another routine, you know, here in Wisconsin is a little hard because it's like I lived alone for a full year. So now it's like different routines for different places. By the way, I'm actually working on the Camaro. Oh wait, I told someone that I was doing the Corvette. What is it called? I don't do cars. But obviously. This is a Camaro. I told someone I knew you guys were gonna fall. I knew it's gonna happen. I saw on Instagram that I was doing the Corvette, but no, I'm doing the Camaro. I'm sorry, I got my cars confused. Look at that. And then I also completed the Mona Lisa. Isn't that so cute? I feel like this will look good in Tommy's living room, so I was like, you can have it. I don't know what it is. Like, I really wanted to be the type of girly pop that did the Legos, completed them, and kept them. But it's like, I have done so many that I feel like I need, like, a designated area, like a designated room, like a Lego room. So I've gotten rid of all the Legos I've done. I've literally done hundreds. Yes, it's a lot, but it's more so about the building of it versus the keeping of it. Because it's like, okay, once I'm done with this Camaro, like, cool, it's cute, it's fun, it's fresh, but it's like, me building the object is more enticing than keeping the object. But if I had the option, girl, I'd have every single Lego I've ever done. I'd have a little museum of Legos. Like,
this is the only problem. She's almost 34. and she's having a back and forth with Legos. Baby, you gotta get out the house and touch some grass. Well, if you stay in Wisconsin, you're gonna be touching some damn snow, because she's not ready for Wisconsin winter, honey. She if she don't get home to Oklahoma soon, she's gonna have cabin fever real bad.
I wish, but it hasn't been that way. And like, if in the future I do get like a Lego room or a spot to have all my Legos, I'm telling you, I will redo every Lego I've ever done, and that's okay. Some hobbies are expensive, and this is one that is expensive, and I'm okay with that fully. I feel like there's so much that I need to like explain and talk to you guys about, and it's just like too much to do in one video. So I don't know. I need to make a list, like not me looking around for a piece of paper. I need to make like a list and just write down, okay,
why don't you have a journal?
These points, I should do them in these specific videos, because it's just a lot.
Because you have
a lot. I think specifically for this video, like I shouldn't have to explain that I'm having mental health issues. I really am. And I look back at a year ago, and I was also having pretty bad mental health issues around this time of year. I like to reflect. I'm very much a reflector, and I think that's why I do a lot of journaling. I reflect. I like to understand the way I feel. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's because I grew up in and out of like group homes, children's shelters, and very much when you're in that setting, they love a good like, let's express ourselves. Let's sit in a group, go around.
No, you're 34. You have ample amount of time to continue with therapy to work these out, Lynnda. And you keep letting yourself get out of whack, where all you know is if you don't have these childhood traumas to hold on to, you have nothing to talk about in your life besides Legos and your pets, which I get with the pets because I love my baby girl. But you're not seeking therapy or keep continuing with therapy. It's like you want to, if you completely get over it, which you will not, but get some healing, then you probably don't have nothing to talk about. So why would you keep talking about your trauma if you, okay, I'm moving past it and everything else. I have nothing to talk about, so I got to go back to the trauma. Like, stay in therapy, girl. That's all you have to do.
In a circle and express yourself. So I grew up expressing myself a lot. I grew up with so many therapists, like, because when you're in foster care, like, that's what you do. Like, you're almost obligated to see somebody on the constant. And so I'm very accustomed to expressing myself, but like, I'm not very accustomed to people actually caring. And that's like the sad reality. Like, there are good foster parents out there. There are good foster situations and group homes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a good group home. Like, it was an all girls group home. I was there for about 2 years, and still to this day, there are girls I lived with there that I still communicate with, and staff members. That was a good point in my life. It truly was. But the children's shelter, have to. I had fun times there. It was like a slumber party constantly. But the staff there, they didn't care. It didn't feel like they cared. They were there to make their money, and that was that. So it's like, yeah, I was taught to express myself, but no one ever heard me. No one ever was actually listening or caring. And that's just like kind of how I feel too sometimes with like YouTube, is like I'll sit here and express and explain. And it's like, is anyone actually listening? Is anyone actually hearing me? I
know I'm stopping and it's only 5 minutes. I might end up cutting a lot of this shit out anyway. My thing is, there has been things shown of you being manipulative and lying. So when you do tell the truth, people have a problem believing you and thinking that you're always lying, because you lie about the most minuscule things. You have had people care for you. Okay? Beck, they gave up their job for you and your promise to them was you're going to spend more time with your family. And you flunked that. Putting timers, wanting them to be in your presence, not be gone very long because you need attention. You need them there. You need that. You need this. You did that to them. You had wifey who wanted to see better for you. excited that you wanted to take your weight and accelerate, and she wanted to grow and do things with you. And what did? You was on the same bullshit, kept on your trauma, kept on the weight, kept gaining, kept losing, just in the same spot. Wifey got tired of that. You had people in your corner, and you keep doing dumb shit to push them out. Therefore, you can blame everybody. Talk about, it's not my fault. Everybody don't want nothing to do with me. Everybody's mean. Everybody's mean. I'm the victim. When we gonna drop that baby? You're 30. You might as well say 34. You're gonna be 34 soon. When are we going to stop holding on to the past as a crutch and get our shit together? Because this is getting old. And I have not been here that long, and it's getting mighty old. So if you're going to carry this into your new relationship, guess what? Tommy's not going to stay unless she's just as nuts as you is. Tommy's not going to stay. That's going to be another relationship down the drain if you don't heal. And if Tommy is just as jacked up as you are holding on to the crutches, yeah, you deserve each other. Somebody's not going to live through it. I'm going to just tell you that, because this is not healthy. That you come on. I have mental health. What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Oh, I'm going to take off work. That's crazy. Because you only got one job, and you don't want to lose this one because you don't want to go to no other job outside of YouTube. So I think you need to go ahead and get your shit together to get yourself healed. Start the healing process.
Reflect back to a year ago, and I was turning to alcohol, and I was living on my own for the first time.
It was just like
a
few months ago.
A lot, and it was heavy, and I was turning to alcohol thinking that's what was going to make me feel better, and I was just really depressed. And like I would come on YouTube, and sometimes I would share that, or sometimes I would just like have a fake persona, because I didn't want to be that person that would constantly come on here and be like,
it looks like
I'm
she
depressed,
didn't gain weight,
I'm sad, look at me cry, look at me have a mental breakdown. And I've done that a lot on YouTube, where I'm just fully transparent and I cry. I open up about my anxieties. What was it that I said that people really like to bring up? Mental things is scary. In that clip, I was having so much anxiety that like the world was just heavy on my chest. And that's just a prime example of like times where I really did come on here and just like, I let it all out. And I told myself that I wasn't going to do that this time, because when I do that, like it's never, I'm not going to say never. I talk in a lot of absolutes, and I need to learn how not to do that, because not everything is an absolute. It's just how it is. There is always like a gray area in most situations. I was about to say like I was never met with like kind ears. I was never speaking to kind hearts. But that's not true. There are a lot of you who do watch me and care about me. And those people, like, I appreciate you more than you know. And I hear you and I see you. But sometimes it's so hard through all the noise. And that's just reality.
And
it's
what
truly
are we
reality.
doing to cut out the noise?
So I told myself this time, like, okay, Amberlynn, you feel yourself slowly getting into a weird, depressed headspace. And normally I would share that with YouTube. And I told myself, I'm just going to disappear instead. And I shouldn't have done that. I know I shouldn't have. A lot of you were worried. And I think that's why I went onto Instagram. It's because, like, I felt bad, because it's like, I upload pretty frequently, and I'm part of people's routines, whether for good or bad. And it's just like, I just disappeared. And I think what might have also triggered it so hard is like, I have been like a high, you know, when you first fall in love and like things are so good and you're like going out and you're hanging out with friends and you're doing things that like you don't normally do, and you're just like literally having the time of your life and you're so happy, and like mental health like takes away that like high, that super high happiness.
Understandable.
And just like that great feeling. When that was taken from me, it was like I hit like a rock. I hit like a bottom. And I have done so much crying. Like, I am with Tommy. I am with someone that I love, but I feel so depressed. And it's like, it's not fair, because it's like I'm getting people on Instagram.
And the word vomit she had on Instagram, yes. But Tommy has a routine. She goes to work. She has a child to take I'm guessing she giving finances to. You came to Tommy's space. Tommy's not going to drop everything for you. Not saying she was supposed to, But you have to realize that the consequence of going to somebody else's space. This is not Beck. She's not going to give her job up like Beck did. She has a major responsibility that I don't think you're ready for, because you're not going to be number one in her life. She has a child, and she has a life. She has a job. She has routines. You really never really had a routine. And I think that's fucking with you, because you're in a person's life that has a routine and you're not set to that. You're so free. You have so much free space that you when you was with Beck, you had to go here, you got to go there, you get this, you get that. Because think about it, is you're in a place is unfamiliar. You don't know Wisconsin. You just packed damn near your left side of your closet and went there, but wasn't prepared for the person to stick to their routines. So now you're depressed. But whose fault is that?
Because I was doing these Q&As on there, I was getting people on there saying, like, if you're so happy with Tommy, then why are you depressed? Two things can coexist at the same time. I just feel like mental health isn't black and white, and it was just easier for me to like live without filming my life for thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It felt safer to me to just disappear, and I do slowly feel myself getting like out of this like weird depressed headspace. I do feel that, and it's just like I have BPD, and that's been like hectic. Like it's just been hectic. It's not fair that like I have these things while I'm trying to just like be happy.
What are you going to do about it?
It's not fair. And there's only really one thing I can do, and that is go to therapy. For some reason, I'm so scared to go to therapy for like BPD.
Because
I don't know what it is.
You don't want to get rid of it.
And
she don't want to get rid of it.
It's almost
a crutch.
As if it's like truly confirming. Like, Amberlynn, you got the BPD. It's like, yeah, I was diagnosed. I experience BPD things almost daily. I feel it. I'm aware. Like, I'm cognizant of it, and I have to deal with it. But it's like going to therapy for it, like having to like stare at it, talk about it. It's just surreal, and it's not something I want to do, not something I want to experience, but it's like, that doesn't matter. It's something that I have to do. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing it, but it has to happen, because I don't know. Is this seasonal depression? I don't know. Mental health, honey, is like, it's one of those things where it's like,
has
it's not always
summer.
Understood. And I'm telling you guys, I have had some breakdowns, like true breakdowns, and this is exactly how I felt a year ago. Like, I don't know if it's like the change in weather, because there is a such thing as like seasonal depression. I don't know if that's like what's happening to me. No. I don't know. I know that like I don't want to be medicated. I don't want to be medicated. I was medicated for majority of my life, again, because in foster care, like I was diagnosed with depression at the age of 9 and put on Prozac. Like, that's crazy. Like, 9-year-olds should not ever have to deal with that. So I've been in and out of medicine my whole life, and I was taking Lamictal for 5 years because I was diagnosed bipolar years and years ago. So I was taking Lamictal for that, and I don't ever want to be put on medicine. So it's like with BPD and seasonal depression, like I know some people take meds for seasonal depression. I get that. Me, I kind of just like wing it. And instead of like complaining about it, I just disappeared, because I knew that's what was going to happen. I was going to come on here and be like, I'm so fucking happy with Tommy, but I am depressed because I am going through a depression that I seem to go through every single year. And then with BPD, it's like, there are medicines that can like help with like your mood. Like, there's nothing that can like heal a BPD. Like, you're not going to like be healed with medicine. It's not going to happen. I will say that like Lamictal did help with my BPD as well. I'm not going to lie. But I don't want to be medicated. And I think that's a personal choice, and that's okay. So it's easier for me to say I don't want to be medicated. So I don't have the, what am I going to say? I don't have the option to complain, which I really do. It's like, it's no one's fault that they have mental illness. It's no one's fault. And I think that being medicated should be an option, because that is serious. And
ma'am, how is winging it working for you? Okay. Winging it is not helping. But you don't want to be medicated. Because the thing about it is, Lynnda don't want to relinquish any control. Not saying that she has to be controlled under medications, but she does not want to truly heal. She wants to do it under her own merit, which I get, but it's not working. It's not. You're still holding on to stuff that happened in your past. And yes, your past was rough. I talk about foster care system being jacked up and everything else at once upon a time. But I think the fact that you don't have those to talk about, well, which you talk about it with a therapist, if you continue therapy, you can work on these things, and maybe you don't need medication. You just don't want to hear therapists tell you, yes, bitch, you're crazy. You have this, you have that. You keep saying, oh, I was diagnosed. Okay, so what are we doing about it? Are we going to fix it? Or are we going to hold on to these things so you can have something to talk about? Because you don't have nothing to talk about. This is all you have. Your trauma is all you have to talk about. And that's sad. It's like you don't want to heal because you won't have nothing interesting to talk about. You can always talk about your trauma and heal, but you want to pick one or the other. You don't want to heal and still understand you had those experiences. And that's crazy.
I don't like medicine. You guys know that. But what I do have an option is therapy. So with BPD, therapy,
how's that Delta 8 working for you?
Be the main thing that helps with people with BPD. It's DBT therapy. I need to do it. Everyone and their mom and their uncle recommends it to me, and I need to just go for it.
Google has been your friend,
but I want you guys to know that, like, I haven't been not uploading because I'm lazy or because I don't care about you guys or because of anything like that.
She needs to go home.
It started as like, okay, I'm gonna spend some time with Tommy. Even though in the back of my mind, like, I slowly felt this depression coming, and it happens every year. I have to be like very cognizant of that. I have to like say that because a lot of people are like blaming Tommy for my like lack of uploads. No, she has been so supportive, and she's just like, she understands that I need a break, but she's also like very encouraging when it comes to like things that I enjoy and love. And she knows that I love YouTube, and she's like, you know, upload when you want, but she's always like giving me cute little ideas. Like, we want to do y'all, I gathered so many questions for you guys.
In 5, 6, 7, 8, I am ready to be disappointed.
I need to do my job.
Yes.
I need to come on here.
Yeah.
I need to be myself. I need to be myself. Like, I need to be myself. This is me. Like, I grew popularity in being myself. I have lessened in popularity by watering down who I am.
And that's your fault.
That's eye-opening. That the amberlynn that like has more personality and like shows more of like her vulnerable side and like isn't afraid to be like, yeah, this is me. Like, that amberlynn is the amberlynn that people came here for. I'm gonna go ahead and assume. As much as people like to talk shit and say what they gotta say, which is a lot, deep down it's like, you're here for a reason, I'm assuming. So I don't know. Like, anyways, oh, and I uploaded a TikTok and an Instagram of calling myself like a fat squirrel, because the sound went viral because this lady on TikTok really was like filming a squirrel saying, look at this morbidly obese squirrel. Like, it's literally so funny. And TikTok and Instagram thought that I was bullying myself, so they took it down because they were like, you're bullying. And I was like, no, I'm not. Because it's just so funny. And like, so many people have used that sound because the original has 8.1 million likes. So many people have used that sound, and they're not getting their stuff taken down, but they took down mine because they thought that I was.
You said a fat squirrel, and you are a morbidly obese woman. Do you not get the concept here? You're super morbidly obese, and you use a sound talking about a fat squirrel. 2 + 2 is 5? I don't know.
Bullying myself, and I had to like reach out and be like, I'm not bullying myself. Like, I did like a little appeal thing, but TikTok still was like, no, you're bullying. And I'm like, girl, who am I bullying? Like, I just thought it was so funny and cute. Like, I was scrolling the TikTok, and when I saw that squirrel and I heard the sound, I was like, that is genuinely, like, that made me laugh. I was like, I need that like laughter. So then, you guys know me, like, I'm like a comedic girly, like a troll.
Oh,
like that's funny.
well,
like to me that's funny.
you're back
That's
to being a
lighthearted
troll?
in my
Okay.
opinion. It's funny to me. Like sometimes you got to take a dark situation and you got to make it funny. I have been so depressed. I have been self-loathing
She
after
loves that word.
time of like finding myself and loving myself, but it's like mental illness, folks. Mental illness. It's not fun. By the way, my bra, like this is so hexagona.
Hot rolling like they was still on it.
All I can say is, Lynnda, you are unhinged. You need to go home. You need to go home, be away from Tommy for a little bit, and get yourself in a better headspace, because you are unhinged. And then wait a minute. And don't you have an appointment this month for your gallstone? What's going on with that? Are we going home soon? But you need to go home. In your space, the pet space, they need their space back. And you need to get some therapy. If you don't want medications, you need to get some damn therapy. And go back and can be consistent on it. Because this was unhinged. This is like watching a 3-year-old attention span go haywire. This is crazy. You need to go to therapy, go back to therapy, and stay the hell in it. That's it. This was unhinged. So that's the end of this video. If you have any suggestions you want me to react to, feel free to leave them in the comment section, or go to my Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll check it out from there. And this will probably be a bonus video anyway. So that is it. And I'll have to tell you what you need to do. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. And if you stay to the end, thank you for coming around my way.
Sarate.